egy kiemelt programja a mai este, amikor Winkler Nóra fog beszélgetni Carlo Bank úrral, aki az Illynek az alapdirektora, és körünkben van Mania nagykövetasszony is, aki személyesen megtisztelt bennünket jelenlétével, és ő fogja megnyitni a kiállítást.
And I am dedicated to promoting Italy in Hungary, which is my main task. And we could have not possibly celebrated the Italian culture in Hungary without dedicating a space, more than a little space, to design. And design means so many things. It means style in everyday life. It means creativity and technology. It means research and art. We have around 20 different events like this one that involve a focus on the different items that we utilize in our daily life and that are characterized by a strong designer profile. Thank you to all those who contributed. Thank you to Illy for organizing this display. We want to see them more and more in Hungary because as a company from Trieste, after all, Hungary is somehow also your motherland, and I think that if you come with new ideas, the Hungarians will be very pleased to welcome you again, you and the company, of course. Not only the art by Illy, but also the company.
Let me start with the question. I do see a lot of combination between companies and art, which are somehow not super well functioning. But in your case, although it's a coffee business company, the products that come out both serve the artistic world and the coffee lovers. Was it an easy start from the beginning?
From another standpoint, there was three things that made this project very natural. The first is that the Illy family is very passionate by art. And then the other two things is that coffee and art and culture is very easy to connect, because you can imagine in a very easy way a creative person that is drinking a coffee to help as food for money, and the cafe as a place. And so we start in '93 with the first collection, and now it's 21 years that we have an art project that is connected in a very intimate way with the cup, with something in between design and art.
The artists that you are working with in the art collection are icons, either in Italian art or in international art. How do you work with them? Do you invite them, handpicked, each one of them? Or is it an open call and they come up with ideas? So how do you work with them on a single project?
Well, this is the beautiful part of my job, because as an art director I have also to do advertising, I have to do a lot of it. The nice part of my job is the relation with the artist. And as the art for Illy is a passion, it is not a marketing tool. We have a department inside Illy that works with art. So it's not something created by an agency, a one-shot event, and that's it. In reality, everything was very easy. I have to say also that I'm lucky, because I started the project in '99, and so there was already 6 years of the project made with big names of the contemporary world like Robert Rauschenberg, Jim Rosenquist, Sandro Chia. So I was asked by the company to develop a specific project for young artists. The nice thing is that there are a lot of examples, like I contact artists, but also they contact us when they have special projects. An example, Daniel Bourain 2 years ago was doing a great show inside the Grand Palais in Paris, and he was thinking to build a bar inside the art piece. And so immediately he called me and said, hey, I need you, because if I want to build a bar, we need to have Illy in the bar, and we have to create a special cup collection connected with it. And so the relation can be very different. We don't have, let's say, a real fixed program.
There is quite a similar cooperation between art and cars in that particular project. So there's an art cars series, and some of the artists have worked with them, with BMW and with your company as well, like Jeff Koons. And I read that when Jeff Koons was working on that BMW, he went very often to the company and talked to the mechanical guys, and he was really into details on the car. So do you have the same, like the artists have great ideas, but you have to say, okay, so this is a cup, so please come back with your ideas to a certain degree. This will work, this will not. So do you discuss a lot about that, or it just happens?
No, let's say that Jeff Koons is a nice story, because I did 2 projects with Jeff Koons, and he's an incredible artist. Because sometimes people think, because he comes from the business world, he was a stock market broker, and that he's managing his art on a very marketing way. But I was thinking this, but I was thinking, okay, if I have a collection like Illy art collection, I need to have also the Koons inside. And then I discovered a poet, because Jeff Koons is really an incredible, nice and intelligent and incredibly, you know, there is no strategy behind. He's really what you see. And also when we work together, he comes to Trieste, he visits the company, he was smelling the coffee inside the company, so it was really a great relation. So I want to spend only one word, because sometimes on the newspapers, he was also married with Cicciolina, no? So it was very famous in Italy. But still, it was not marketing. He really falls in love for Cicciolina. So it was like his musa, no? His icon. So it was an incredible experience. And I really try, when I work with the artists, to help them to develop their work, but I'm not conditioning them. I don't give them design guidelines or something like this.
Getting back to the cooperation between Illy and art, so I regularly go to Venice Biennale, and I'm super happy every time when we come out of an exhibition. There's a long line to Illy coffee, because you just give it for free, which is like a great help for the art world again. So do you have a lot of similar art cooperations other than the art cups and the Venice Biennale cooperation?
The Venice Biennale for me is the most important art event in the world at all. So for us it was very important to find also a connection and to help the Venice Biennale as a sponsor, more a traditional sponsor. Because normally when we are in Venice during the Biennale, there is so much art. You have to see so much things in 2 or 3 days, because one day is not enough. So we develop always things that are connected with the wellness of the visitor. So we try always to be in the important moments of art when this is possible.
How did the cooperations with film directors come? So we could see Pedro Almodovar's design.
But it's, you know, sometimes as the art project, the Illy art project, the cup collection project, is something also open. It's not a traditional wall of a museum. It's something that connects with pleasure. Sometimes there is people, like we did an advertising with Francis Ford Coppola, and he asked to do also a cup collection. How can you say no to Francis Ford Coppola? So if Francis Ford Coppola, for me, is an artist more than a filmmaker, it's a global artist. For me, it was impossible to say no. And Almodovar was different, because I was looking to have in the collection a Spanish artist. And I'm a big fan of Pedro Almodovar's films, and I consider him more than a filmmaker. There are three filmmakers in the collection. Francis Ford Coppola, David Byrne, but David Byrne is not a filmmaker. Let's say strange people. David Byrne, Francis Ford Coppola, and Pedro Almodovar. Because I think there is people in the world that is more than simply a definition of an artist. It's people that create a different concept of beauty. And I think the three guys here are this type of artist. So when I thought when I was asked to produce something connected with Spain, for me, Spain, art, Almodovar was the right person, and he did a great collection.
How about this fresh new cooperation with Liu Bei, who is in his early 40s, maybe he's 41, and he's becoming a big star in the contemporary art world with exhibitions in Beijing and Shanghai and New York. How did he come into your picture?
It was a nice experience. Every year we choose a city where we make a special project. The name is Galleria Illy. So we try to develop one month of events in a space that it's between a historical cafe, a gallery, but everything is contemporary, you know. So we try to transfer coffee culture and real culture to people for an event. And we did this gallery in New York, in Istanbul, in a lot of big cities. And last year we chose Beijing to do this experience. And so I was looking in China to see what is the most interesting artist for me and in general. And so I visited a lot of studios. And the meeting with Liu Bei was, he has an incredible studio outside the Philippines. I think he is one of the great artists, Chinese artists. And he has also, because the Chinese world can be very close, they have their own art system. But only few artists are coming out of this system, but there is a lot of good artists in China. In China, the plan is in the next 10 years to open 1,000 museums. So, because they have a lot of private museums. If you are a rich man in China, you have your own museum.
Nice, thank you. It's written, have a good espresso, Carlo. Thank you very much. We wish all of you to have a good espresso, and